You just tell me when to stop. We're live.
So, oh. Yeah. Hello, everybody.
We don't have a timer, everybody. It's right at that time.
Okay. I'll be quiet.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're at. Today, Thursday, we're 21 minutes late. I apologize. I'm not expecting a ton of people to be watching in the middle of a workday. If you are, good for you. Today, I am at EXP Realty. Say hi, everybody.
Hello. Hi.
I got invited to their sales meeting to give a presentation, and I'm sure they're used to agents coming in here and giving a very boring presentation on what makes them so awesome. So instead, I decided to surprise them and put them live on YouTube. So we're doing a live stream from EXP. If you watched on Saturday, we didn't do our normal live stream. We did a beach house live stream because, good morning, Steelhead. Because I was saving our normal live stream for today. So without further ado, we're going to touch on some housekeeping items. I gave these agents a live microphone for them to ask questions whenever they want. You guys will be able to get to see that. So I don't know how many we're going to get to. I have 3 listings today. Angie, the principal broker, is going to cut me off at some point. But we're going to start with interest rates. So all the interest rates I use on my live stream come from this website, Mortgage News Daily. Mortgage News Daily is my trusted go-to website for all things interest rate related. They're not a mortgage company. They're not a lender. So they're not trying to show the most aggressive rate. They're showing a true national average. So for today, 6.55, which is flat from yesterday. I think we're at 6.51 if I remember right from yesterday, but slow increments of improving interest rates every day. It's the first time this year I've seen this. Today or yesterday, we're at a 10-month low of the year. We've been talking a lot on the stream about what's going to happen. Everyone knows buy now, refinance later. It's a cliche thing to say. Lenders and agents have been saying it since rates went from 4 to 7%. But I really, truly believe now is that time. We can take advantage of a soft market, softer than what we're used to, lock in a decent interest rate, and then when rates drop, let's say rates drop to 6%. Let's say rates drop to 5% by Halloween. Something crazy happens. What's going to happen to our home values? Everyone's pointing up. They're going to skyrocket. So you could lock in your home price today and protect yourself from runaway pricing if that scenario happens. Some other statistics. The agents can't see this, so we'll ask them. Week over week, do you think lockbox activity in Oregon and Washington is up or down? Down. Not bad. Every time a real estate agent good morning, Mrs. Steinman. Good morning still. Every time a real estate agent opens a lockbox on a house, that data is collected, and that's what we're looking on the screen here. They can't see this, but we got 2 charts. In Oregon, lockbox activity is down 3.8% week over week. In Washington, it's down 5.6%. Those aren't scary numbers. Everyone that needed to be in contract on a house before school starts probably have done that. There might be some stragglers, but we're kind of past that season. So I'm not worried about this number, but we are going to monitor it, especially now that rates have lowered and that's starting to get out in the media. New listings in Clark County. This is for the previous week. We have 258 new listings. That's up 14%. Pending sales, 223. That's also up 17%. I like both those numbers. Since the middle of June, maybe even before that, might have been May, we've seen new listings. We've seen more new listings than homes that have gone pending. And we all feel that, right? The inventory is slowly getting bigger every week. So that's a good number to see, and it's good to see they're both in the positives. And then listings sold, so homes that have gone into contract that have closed, 191 last week. That's up 7% week over week. All right, that concludes our housekeeping. For our first home today, I'm listing only homes from Keller Williams. That was a joke, guys. Come on. We're at EXP. If you're just tuning in, we're at EXP's Realty sales meeting today. And so we're going to feature 3 of their listings. We're going to start at 504 Northwest Fargo Street in Camas. This home is listed by Robin Stigman. No, we are not related. My last name Steinman is 1 letter off. We had this big conversation at the Springs a couple weeks ago. Let's see what Robin has to say. Open house Sunday, August 3rd through.
I just removed that.
Oh.
They have not updated that.
Why are you looking at me?
This is, Robin, this is normally where we make fun of the real estate agent. So that's perfect.
Go live and it's not on.
Robin, how was your open house? Did you feel the lockbox activity we just talked about?
We had 5 groups come through, which I think was good. We just lowered the price a little bit last week. Literally everybody who has come through this house has had nothing but great things to say. It's so cute. There's a lot of creativity to be had for this house. There is exterior entry on the basement, so you could have an ADU situation if you put in a little kitchenette. There's finished 500 square foot attic space. So in theory, if someone had a big family, you could do 6 sleeping spots in this house.
So Robin, this is great. Instead of reading your description, we're going to let you walk us through these
Yeah.
pictures. Are you okay with that? This is
Absolutely.
normally where I do it, and I love making fun
Yep.
of the staging and all that stuff. So this is 3 beds, 2 baths, 2,132 square feet, listed at $574. From the exterior, it doesn't look like 2,100 square feet. Is there a basement?
There is a basement.
Awesome. Okay, so go ahead. Keep going. You're doing great.
Can I tell you about location so it kind of puts into context where we're talking about in Camas? So Fargo, if you take the Camas exit, the business loop exit, you go up Ivy. So it sits above the Camas Mill. So the big thing which you'll see about this as we go through is that it has an amazing view of Mount Hood and the river. So it sits up right above the mill. So continue.
Thank you, Enough Said. Enough Said is the screen name. Said we're killing it right now.
Awesome.
I wish you guys could see the chat, but you can't.
So do you want me to describe as we go
Yeah,
through
just
here or
keep-
anything?
keep
So
selling it.
obviously you come in, you saw the living area, gas fireplace, little dining area there. The kitchen has been remodeled within the last 5 years or so. 2 exterior entry, brand new deck. So that's the first exterior out to the deck.
And what type of decking?
Trex.
Awesome. And is that granite counter?
It is granite,
Okay. And
Yeah.
tile floor?
tile floor. Well, a luxury vinyl tile.
Oh, even better.
New flooring.
I love the woodwork around all the windows too. That's one thing I look for when we're trying to figure out on a remodeled house. You know, I love the woodwork and the millwork around the windows. Would you guys paint these cabinets?
I personally would, yes.
Yeah. So that's a cheap way to refreshen up your kitchen.
All of the interior paint is brand new, so real light and clean. Exterior paint is brand new as well. All appliances stay.
Oh, you know what I realized? We don't have any music going. Now we do. Okay. If everyone wants to just let me know if the audio sounds good in the chat, that would be great.
Cody, can you go back 1 slide?
Yeah.
So you see to the right of the range, there is a door. That's the second door that leads out to the deck. But right on the opposite side of that door, that's how you get to the upper level of the finished attic. And so it's one of those, it's a 1935 in Camas, so it's a semi-slim staircase, but not horrific. And you go up to the top of that, which we'll see later, and then you have 2 different finished rooms. That's the one main floor bath. There's washer dryer hookups behind that door. So bedroom 1.
This is the primary?
basically. Bedroom 2,
Are those original hardwoods?
they are
Awesome.
on the main floor. This is coming down to the lower basement level. So to the right of those stairs is your exterior entry into the backyard. So that is the first main room. This does not have a closet, but obviously it could be utilized as a den or another sleeping space.
So it's 3 beds plus an office or den?
There's actually 5 different rooms without counting the finished attic. But all new flooring, all new paint, a lot of different flex space for sure.
We're in the basement here.
Yep. The door, this finished bathroom in the basement is huge. It's larger than the one upstairs. And in the furnace room, which is one of the doors that you just glimpsed at, there are hookups for another set of washer and dryers down there, which would aid if you wanted to do an ADU situation. So this is the attic
Wow.
first.
Could you fit a pool table in there?
In one of the 2 rooms, yes, I'm thinking. The other, this finished space here, you wouldn't want a 6-foot guy walking around, but if you had little kids and they wanted a cool playroom or something, it would be fantastic.
So here's the back deck. That looks like cedar decking.
And
Is
of
that-
course, pictures were taken on a day where you could not see the mountain, but you can see the river there. But the mountain is right in the middle.
Very cool. That's Mount Hood.
Correct.
Big backyard. Okay, I'm gonna kind of screw. Oh, so we do have a gas air conditioner, or excuse me, air conditioning.
Brand new heat pump.
Gravel driveway. What about a garage?
No garage.
Okay.
He at one point where those double, that double gate is on the south side of the house, he was actually going to build a small shop in the backyard.
Very cool.
So yeah.
Nice drone shots. There's the mountain. And there's our floor plan. All right. Thank you very much, Robin. So, financing options. Feel free to ask questions. I'm going to go kind of fast through here. To me, this price point screams first-time home buyer, maybe somebody selling a condo, moving into a bigger house, so maybe a move-up buyer. So FHA, now FHA is not a first-time home buyer specific program, but it really is meant to promote home ownership. They're are a lot easier to qualify. Credit score is not such a heavy factor. Higher debt to income ratios, and of course a 3.5% down payment. That microphone's hot, so don't be whispering about me behind my back. Donna, did you have a comment or question?
No, sorry.
She's going to talk about our next listing that we're going to share from Mike.
Okay, great.
When you get to it, when you get there, I just
No skipping ahead, okay? One thing at a time. All right.
prepared for the next step.
Purchase price. First of all, you guys are doing great for being live. Isn't that crazy? We're live on the internet right now. We have 5 people watching. And one of them is my wife, and the second one's my best friend. So, all right. Purchase price $574,900. If we put 3.5% down, that makes our loan amount $565,000. According to Mortgage News Daily, 6.12. This was actually 6.1 this morning when I was in here preparing for this. 6.12 on FHA is our interest rate. Oh, I do have 6.12. Good. If we look at a breakdown of this payment, principal and interest with 3.5% down would be $3,431 a month. Property taxes, $387. Homeowners insurance, somewhere around $100 a month, depending on who they choose for their insurance company and what coverages they elect. And then FHA has 2 forms of mortgage insurance. This is the first one, $253 a month for a total payment of $41.71. Donna, since you have the microphone, how do you think that makes most home buyers in this price range feel?
A little bit nervous.
You should. That's a huge payment. I have a beach house, not to brag, and I have a house in Ridgefield, and both payments together, which I refinanced during COVID, total about $4,100. So it should make people nervous. Now for qualifying, I think this is kind of getting old news, but most people qualify, or you might be surprised at how many people qualify for that payment. We don't have a lack of borrowers that qualify for that type of payment. It's more of a comfort zone. Okay, if we look at closing costs, we're putting 3.5% down. That's $20,000. Closing costs are going to be around $36.91. I'm going to skip over this number. We're going to come back to it. And then your upfront mortgage insurance, which gets financed into the loan, $10,263 for total out-of-pocket expense before we negotiate at $28,812. Donna, same question.
Yeah, that seems a little steep.
A little steep, but not impossible. That can come from the Washington Bond Grant. It can come from a gift from a family member. It can come from a 401k. And of course, it can come from your checking savings account. Okay. So, like we talked about in the beginning, it's cliche to say, but buy now, refinance later. What tools can we use to really leverage that thought, where we're going to take advantage of the market now and then hopefully catch a refinance if rates do drop before home values skyrocket?
Well, I think I don't know if this is working. I think the
It is.
strategy that a lot of us are using is to ask for the buyer to have the closing costs for the rate buy down so that when they refinance, they'll get a credit for those costs that they already got, but they'll get it on the refinance also. So we've been getting the closing costs for the rate buy down.
That's a great segue, Donna. I did not tell you to ask that question ahead of time, by the way. Here's that strategy, and you guys may or may not be familiar with it. The smart listing agents are advertising this on their listings, is a temporary 2-1 buy down. I've been talking about it ad nauseum on the YouTube channel. The way a 2-1 buy down works is it's not a loan program, it's a loan feature that can be added to almost any loan program, including FHA. And what a 2-1 buy down is we're going to come in and we're going to ask the sellers to pay for our temporary 2-1 buy down. And our interest rate for the first year is going to go from 6.12 to 4.12, saving us $695 a month for the first 12 months. In year 2, the interest rate is going to get bought down by 1%, bringing it down to 5.12%. So 2% the first year, 1% the second year, 2-1 temporary buy down. Now this is still a 30-year fix, it's not an adjustable rate. And then years 3 through 30, we're at the full 6.12. So we save $700 the first year, and we save $356 a month the second year. So if we look at payment, $34.76 is going to be a lot easier for people to be comfortable with that payment, especially for the first 12 months. Now, refinancing is never guaranteed. And be careful out there if you hear lenders or advertisements saying, oh, we'll just refinance you. Now, that's what gets people in trouble, is you have to be comfortable with the payment of $41.71 for the life of the loan. It would take a global pandemic. I used to say that. Did anybody else say that before? It would take a global pandemic for things to change. Well, we can't predict the future. But I think there's enough data out there, and if you watch the news for 30 minutes, you're going to hear the administration putting pressure on the feds to drop interest rates. We're ranked 38th in the world with interest rates. I did a series on this channel, go back and watch it if you haven't, where we looked at buying homes in France. Guess what the national average for a foreigner buying an investment property in France is? 4%. Most people would guess, oh, they're probably like 8 or 9%. No, 4% on the high side. So I think it's safe to plan on a refinance, but it's not guaranteed. So I'll get off my soapbox there. But that's how a 2-1 buy down works. Now, if we go back to our closing costs, the 2-1 buy down in this scenario is going to cost $12,624. And then we're going to have the sellers pay that for our borrowers on their behalf. Now you can negotiate above that, right? You could ask for the $12,624. I'm going to get a little advanced here for our viewers. That seller credit's not considered in the third-party contributions. So a lot of loans are capped at what percentage the sellers can contribute. This $12,000 is not included in that. So we could ask for this, and we could ask for the seller to cover some of our closing costs. There's a lot of different ways to structure it. All right. Thank you for that listing, Robin. Anybody have any comments or questions before we go to house number 2? Hopefully Angie doesn't cut us off. Go ahead.
Okay, so
Can we get him the mic?
testing. Well, I've got a condo in Portland, overpriced, so I refused to drop the price. But this could be some type of incentive where instead of dropping the price, they could prepay the, if it's an FHA condo, I guess FHA does condos, right?
Yes, for sure.
So that could be one way to help market the thing. So theoretically, by doing this 2-1 buy down plus the seller closing costs. All right.
Yeah, and it's not, don't let any lender tell you it's impossible to get them approved. It's not that hard. It's not that hard to,
Make it happen.
okay, let me demonstrate your question. I ran this scenario for somebody just a couple days ago. And for those sellers out there or people that are thinking about selling their home, please pay attention to this. Okay, the scenario I got, Rocket Mortgage did a quote for somebody at 6.875, and the purchase price was $860. They wanted to come in and lowball at $800. They probably would have ended up at $830. Make sense? Somebody's going to come in 60 grand lower. The sellers are going to counter halfway. Probably end up at $830. So $30,000 under asking. So total payment at the purchase price would be $5,244. $30,000 off the purchase price brings it down to $5,087, saving them $157 a month. If instead they ask the sellers to pay for a 2-1 buy down, the cost of that 2-1 buy down to the sellers would be $15,936. So half of the cost it would take to knock $30,000 off the purchase price. So if we use that 2-1 buy down at the full asking price of $860, our payment would drop to $43.65, saving this buyer $878 a month for the first 12 months. 1% reduction the next year would save them $450 a month for the second year. And hopefully during that time, we can catch a refinance somewhere in the mid fives, right? And lock in that payment. So that's a way to leverage way more savings with a lot less cost to the seller. Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you so much.
Okay, who's ready for house number 2? How are we doing? You guys like being on a live stream?
Yeah, great.
Feels normal.
Okay, our audio is loud and clear. Loved the guest microphone. So a question somebody asked me earlier is, how do I get my listings on your live stream? Send them to me. And I hardly ever have any agents that want to participate. They'll give me their listing, I feature it, and they don't even show up in the chat. So if you guys want to participate. I would love to have you guys on. We can do it over Microsoft Teams. Lots of different ways to do it. Okay.
Can we get the listing Mike gave you
So not,
No, we're gonna skip over that guy right now.
so we're not gonna look at 23422 Northeast 72nd Avenue in Battleground.
It's a beautiful listing that everybody should check out. Unfortunately, we don't have this listing broker with us and we're running short on time. But yes,
Okay.
it's beautiful. Just came on the market this morning. It just went live. Just went live this
So
morning.
if you want to see this house, tune in this Saturday. This will be the first house we feature this Saturday on the live stream at 9 a.m. By the way, if you haven't liked, subscribe. We hit 102 subscribers recently. The next goal is 500. So if you're watching or if you're in this room, you can take out your phone right now. You can go to My Mortgage Hound on YouTube and you can subscribe. Not everybody at once, okay? Okay. How honest can I be? Okay. We'll do it. We're going to do a very fast breakdown on this one, Mike. So we're going to 7303 Northeast 269th Avenue in Vancouver. 3 beds, 3 baths, 2396 square feet, built in 1998. Sits on a 5-acre lot. Okay, so a 5-acre lot in 98682 at 1.3 million. Let's see what Mike has to say. Step into a truly one-of-a-kind single-level estate on 5 acres, park-like access with captivating views of majestic Mount Jefferson. Where's the microphone? Nope.
Right there, Mike's right there, next to Andy.
So majestic, Mike, did you use that word or did ChatGPT use that word?
That looks like a chat GPT. It is majestic though.
Hey, ChatGPT is great. I love calling ChatGPT out in these descriptions on the live stream. It's really fun. The Artistic Retreat offers a museum-like experience where each hand-painted room features a distinct theme. That'll be fun to look at. Thoughtfully curated with intricate details and unique artifacts. Touches of 24 karat gold in the paint add a sense of timeless luxury. With furnishings available, this home is move-in ready or poised for a high-end short-term rental experience. So this week on the daily Home of the Day video series we do every day, I did wine country and we looked at 4 homes, one each day on wine country. And I looked in Napa Valley at a $1.6 million home and we looked at it for a short-term rental. I thought it was nuts. Who would buy a Airbnb for and think it's going to cash flow at 1.6? In Napa Valley, guess what the forecasted annual revenue for that home was at 1.6? $350,000. So that home, even though the payment was almost $11,000, it cash flowed $10,000 a month. So I love that you put that in there, Mike, because you shouldn't be scared of maybe rolling over 1031 exchanging. You sold some rental properties. Maybe instead of buying 3, you buy 1 if we can get to cash flow. Fortunately, we're not going to have time to look into cash flowing that today, but I'm going to do that on this Saturday's stream as well on this listing. Excellent Airbnb potential. Okay. Nice job. Okay, we're going to roll through these pictures fairly quick because these agents need to get to lunch. 3 beds, 3 baths, 2396 square feet, listed at 1.3. Wow. Is that stucco siding?
Yeah. it is.
Stamped concrete, lots of stamped concrete. It looks like it's in the middle of the woods. What year was this built? Did somebody ask that? What, do you remember what year? Let me look.
I think it was 2013.
2013. That looks about right. Tile roof looks like it's in great shape. Wow. Is this the 24 karat gold walls?
No, those are actually crushed marble that were hand troweled on.
Wow. So have you had an open house or have you toured people through this home yet?
I've had multiple open houses. It is, so the layout of the property is kind of north of Fern Prairie Market. So kind of out in the sticks. It's a 5 acre minimum for
It's a
everything.
cool
that's up
spot
there.
though.
Has views of Prune Hill and Mount Jefferson.
So what's the reaction when people walk through in this first room?
They're just kind of awestruck of the detail of everything.
This seems like one where you're either going to love it or you're going to be like, oh, it's going to take me forever to repaint all these walls.
Right.
Is that kind of what people
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. It looks like I'm outside in like south of France or something, right? Very cool.
Every room is different.
Okay, so every room's different. There's 40 pictures. We're gonna go through here fairly quick. I think this is super cool. Nice big windows, some big window treatments there. It's a lot of red. Makes me angry.
Looks like Hearst Castle makes me angry.
All right, nice kitchen. Waterfalling granite countertops. Walk me through here really quick, Mike.
So as you come in the front door, the kitchen is straight ahead, just off to the left or the right of the sitting room that you saw in the first pictures. So, and this opens up into, there's some natural light that's kind of by the kitchen sink, but there's a little, if you go to the next picture, I think you'll see maybe the next one. Yeah, so it goes into this sitting area further, which is like a forest theme, but then this big open kitchen with the bar.
Very cool. There's the forest room, right?
Yeah. So
Those
there's,
are engineered hardwood floors. There's a goose decoy on the floor.
yeah, for all the natural, she has a ton of wildlife up there. She gets deer almost daily. She feeds them. And no, well, actually when I was sitting in an open house, one almost walked through that slider door. So when I had it open.
If you guys are just joining us, we're up to 9 people watching live in the middle of the workday. We're doing a live stream from EXP Realty today, and we're breaking down Mike's listing here. All right, forest room looks like Jungle Book, right? Or no, what's the Jumanji?
So every room, like I said, was hand painted.
Very cool. It would be a really cool Airbnb.
Lots of natural light. So you can't really see out the window, but Prune Hill's to the right of that far right window, and then Mount Jefferson's out the second one to the left.
Did anybody watch the Ryan Trahan 50 Homes in 50 Days? How inspiring was that? If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, look up Ryan Trahan. He raised $11.5 million by staying in one B&B in every state in the U.S. for 50 days straight. This would be awesome on his stream, definitely.
So some of the furniture will stay because she bought it for the room itself specifically, so that can be added in or taken out.
Yeah, you want me to go back?
Yeah, I like that room. Looks like a castle.
Is that paint or is that a screen?
That is paint. So it looks like a starry night.
Very cool. Primary?
Primary.
Wow. It does look like Hearst Castle. Okay, I'm gonna go through these really quick because these guys need to get to lunch in 6 minutes, and I'm sure Angie has more to cover. That's a cool sink.
Yeah, those are copper.
Wow. Utility room looks totally normal.
That's the only normal room in the house.
It's the only modern room.
Cool den.
Yeah, they turned the third bedroom into a man cave or woman cave.
Is that fireplace a TV?
That is a TV. So that's a false wall. Behind that is an actual closet.
Oh, very cool.
This is the Indiana Jones bathroom.
Oh, there's the deer. View from the back. Looks totally normal. Yeah, what a great Airbnb this would be. So great, in fact, that I'm going to totally switch gears and not talk about jumbo loans. So there's many ways to finance a short-term rental. This is 7303 Northeast 269th. Okay. Okay, so instead of doing a traditional financing, Does anybody know what a DCR loan is? DSCR loan. Isn't it a horrible name? It's not sexy at all. Who said that? Nice work. Do you want to explain what it means?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, I'm gonna judge you on a scale of 1 to 10 how close you get.
First of all, sorry I was late. Okay, so what it means is everything is based on what that property will bring in. So they don't base it on the person who's buying it, their personal stuff. It's based on what that property makes. So if they think it can make whatever, $10,000 a month, that's what they're going to base it on. It is not based on the person's income or anything like that. Usually, I think they do consider the credit score of the person who is purchasing it, but that's about the only thing I think.
Excellent job. And your name?
Bella
Bella, do you want to say your last name for everyone on the internet to hear?
Rochelle.
Bella Rochelle with EXP Realty. Everyone give her a hand. That was very, very good. So she is absolutely correct. So there are many ways to finance a short-term rental. But the national average on jumbo loan, I think, was like 6.7. You can see here I have the interest rate at 6.875. So you do pay a little bit of a premium for the debt servicing coverage loan. I just call it a short-term rental loan. And you said it perfect. All I need to qualify is a credit score, proof of your down payment, and then we have an appraisal, which will have a rent schedule in it. And yes, an appraiser can do a short-term rent schedule. And as long as that rent covers a percentage of the payment, 95 to 100, 115%, then we're good. That's all we need to qualify. Don't need your tax returns. I don't need to look at all your other properties. I don't need to look at your income. I just need a credit score, proof of down payment, and forecasted rents. I don't have the website up and we're short of time. Rabbu, R-A-B-B-U, is a Zillow-like website for short-term rentals. And if you go there and you type in this address, it'll show you what the projected annual revenue is for this house. So, all right, guys, that's today's live stream. We're going to do our daily home of the day video tomorrow with brand new listings, and then live stream. We'll be back down in Long Beach this Saturday at 9 a.m. Thank you for taking time out of your day. Hold on, we got some questions here. Is it better to do a 2-1 buy down or just permanent? Pros and cons. The same cost as a 2-1 buy down on a permanent buy down will get you really close to year 2. Okay, so if today a 2-1 buy down on year 1 would be 4.12. On a permanent buy down, you'd be closer to the year 2, which is 5.12, and you have that for the life of the loan, and the cost is going to be about the same. Catch up really quick here. Shannon Sundin, nice job for participating in the chat. Oh, great.
Jamie wants his credit too.
How much fun is live streaming, right? She wants to ask if the seller ask for the seller for the buy down and closing costs instead of coming in low. Yeah, we looked at that scenario, and all day long that's going to be way more compelling to your buyers and your sellers. So thanks, guys. Like, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and we'll see you back here tomorrow and then live again on Saturday. Bye, everybody.